Bitcoin will moonshot. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here. And in today's video, a massive breakout on the United States stock market, combined with a late night tweet from Donald Trump himself and data from the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, has led to a major rally on Bitcoin. A major rally that could soon bring an end to the corrective movement that we've been seeing over the last 7 days. Has Bitcoin finally begun the next phase of its uptrend as a result of all of these factors? Today, we're going to talk about whether or not Bitcoin is about to break all-time high. So if you want to see where Bitcoin goes next, then you found the right video. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Yesterday, we knew today would be a big day. And the reason for that is because today is the day that we saw the CPI, or otherwise known as the Consumer Price Index data, come from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. We saw all items drop from 3.4% down to 3.3%, and we saw core, which is all items less food and energy, drop from 3.6% down to 3.4%. This further increases the likelihood that we will be seeing a Fed rate drop at some point before the end of the year, which would be nitrous oxide straight into the tank of the United States stock market, which, by the way, is rallying quite a bit on this news. On the news of the CPI drop, we saw the S&P 500 open high this morning at 541 points, creating a new all-time high, and we immediately rallied all the way up to nearly 544, or 5440 if you're looking at the actual index. This shows us that the United States stock market has hit a new all-time high. This is not just any all-time high. This is actually a very significant all-time high for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is one of the biggest gaps that we have seen in a United States stock market rally in quite a few weeks. We've seen this recently going back to about May, but it's been over a month since we've seen a gap of about 1% between two green candlesticks. On top of that, we also saw that the United States S&P 500 was in this ascending wedge right here. 70% of the time, ascending wedges break to the downside. The United States S&P 500 said, nah, I think otherwise, and we actually broke above the resistance. This is very good news because it means that the biggest bearish technical that we had on the United States S&P 500 is now broken. We've actually broken above that resistance level, indicating that the sky's the ceiling. We could actually continue rallying for quite some time here, and that confidence in the risk-off markets, the S&P 500 and the United States stock market and equities market, leads us to investment in the risk-on markets like Bitcoin. As a result of the data that dropped this morning, we saw a major rally on Bitcoin. Almost as soon as the CPI data came out, Bitcoin would jump by well over $1,000. CPI data always releases at 8:30. At 8:29, Bitcoin was trading at $67,843. Just a couple of minutes later, Bitcoin had rallied 2.5%, or $1,600, all the way up to nearly $70,000. We then rallied up to resistance of $70,000 and then rejected, but the day's not over yet. But that wasn't the only piece of news that was causing a rally on Bitcoin, because as you can see, we rallied on the CPI news, but we were actually rallying a few hours before that in the wee hours of the morning on the Eastern Seaboard. In about 5 a.m., Bitcoin began a rally from $67,400 all the way up to $68,000, about a $700 movement, which was likely caused by this guy. You see, Donald Trump has come out as a staunch proponent of the cryptocurrency space, declaring an all-out war on the left, which is funny because I'm pointing right, but he's declared an all-out war on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the entire Democratic Party on the principle of the cryptocurrency market. He's going after the independent vote, and he's honestly probably going to get a lot of them because he's so pro-crypto. Donald Trump says he wants all remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA, which is just such a Donald Trump thing, because Bitcoin isn't made, it's mined, and also all of it to be mined in the United States. That's not really the way that works. But listen, like him or hate him, the guy's obviously very influential. He had 68 whatever million people vote for him, and a lot of people are probably going to vote for him in 2024 because he is very pro Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Somebody probably mentioned, hey, by the way, there's a mining process on Bitcoin. He said, what? We're going to put a bunch of miners in West Virginia and get those old coal miners. They're now going to become Bitcoin miners, and we're going to get the blue-collar vote back. That's what he was probably thinking at 2:30 in the morning when he posted a little tweet on Truth Social, saying something to the effect of, all Bitcoin mining is going to be done in the United States of America. Boom! Now vote for me. No, but for real, early Tuesday, Trump met with executives from the NASDAQ-listed Bitcoin mining firm CleanSpark and Riot Platforms, two of the largest miners in the United States. So he does actually kind of know what's going on a little bit, it seems, and he does seem to want to support their initiatives, which is a good sign for anybody invested in those companies, and it's also a good sign for the broader cryptocurrency market, because for the first time in history, we have a very, very, very popular, at this point, former and potential future president on board with the cryptocurrency space. Donald Trump also mentioned that he sees Bitcoin as the last line of defense against a CBDC coming from the Fed. It's important to note that the Fed is actually banned from creating a CBDC, as is now law. That was passed through the Congress just a few weeks ago, but of course that could always be repealed. So where do we go from here? If Bitcoin is rallying because of the CPI data, which led to a rally on the stock market, which led to a rally on Bitcoin, which is also being spurred along by bullish sentiment from Donald Trump. I think what we need to pay attention to is what happens next. Bitcoin is very clearly building a huge inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. This inverse head and shoulders pattern is going to point us all the way up to approximately $89,000. We talked about yesterday about how Bitcoin could drop down to $64,360. That didn't happen. Instead, Bitcoin is continuing to build this inverse head and shoulders pattern that points at 90. 90 and $100,000 is the gateway to some of our other longer-term price targets that point us all the way up to $153,000. If you want to learn more about why Bitcoin could soon, and by soon I mean in the next 12 to 18 months, be going to $153,000, then make sure to check out the video that we uploaded a few days ago titled $153,894.19 Bitcoin Incoming Bitcoin Price Prediction 2025. I think you'll find a lot of value in this piece of content. Listen. There's a rally coming on Bitcoin. Most of the altcoins have not even hit their previous bull market all-time high. They're gonna do it. I'm very confident that the majority of them in the top 50 or so are going to go back to their former all-time high. Bitcoin has a Bitcoin ETF with huge amounts of inflows, $2 billion in the last week and a half coming in. We've got an Ethereum ETF on the horizon. We might have a pro-cryptocurrency president coming. We're not looking at a presidential candidate that's like, oh, this is my policy, right? This is my policy on underwater basket weaving in the Bahamas. No, this is my policy on Himalayan scarves being worn while you hike up the mountain side of Mount Everest, right? It's not some little policy. I just came up with that on the spot. It's not some little policy. This is like, he cannot stop talking about this. So if he gets into office, you know, even, let's say he goes through on a quarter of his promises, that could still be very bullish for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. And even more importantly than that, it would certainly mean that Gary Gensler would be fired. So with a bright future on the horizon for Bitcoin, ensure that you're walking the financial sovereignty steps. Get out of debt. Be on a written plan for your money called a budget. Be on a written plan for your investments called an investment plan, and build wealth. Invest for retirement, pay off your house, put money into Bitcoin. Dollar cost average on a weekly basis. Build some wealth. I'm so excited for you guys to build wealth, and I want to be right there alongside you on that journey. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, do yourself a favor and make sure to check out the sponsor of today's video, which is Vault by the exchange Uphold. If you go to the link in the description box down below and hit Vault, you will see this new product, which is absolutely revolutionizing the way that we store cryptocurrency. Here's the deal, and I really mean this. That's not just saying this. When you invest with Vault, you are able to hold your Bitcoin in a set of 2 private keys. You have to have both private keys to get into the vault. And the reason that that's important is because should you lose one of them, the Uphold key can stand in the place. So let's say you lost your number 1 key, then you can use the Uphold key and your number 2 key to get into your vault. Let's say you lost the number 2 key, you can use your number 1 key and the Uphold key to get into your vault. For the first time in history, you've got customer service on your cold storage wallet that is completely and only accessible by you and you alone because it is a cold storage wallet. And on top of that, you've also got access to 24/7 live trading on the Uphold exchange. So make sure to check out Uphold's Vault with the link in the description box down below. It's like $5 a month. If you sign up for the annual plan, it goes down to like $4 a month. It is absolutely worth it. Make sure to sign up. When you do, you'll also be helping to support the channel and helping to support what I'm doing here. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.